directory 0870 160 2000 or virginradio.co.uk.
Virgin Radio. Are you ready for the V Festival?
Virgin Radio.
The biggest stars on the UK's biggest radio station. Virgin Superstars. Virgin Superstars.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blues.
Virgin Superstars.
Pushing down on me, pressing down on you. No man hot tramp. I love you so.
The biggest stars talk to Virgin Radio. Virgin Superstars with Ben Jones.
I know when to go out. I know when to stay in. Get things done.
I catch the fever, but things don't really change. I'm standing in the wind, but I never wave bye-bye. But I tried. There's no sign of life. It's just the power to talk. I'm lying in the rain, but I never wave bye-bye. But I tried. Never gonna fall for our love. Walk beside me, walk on by. Get me through the treasure time. Terrifies me, makes me party. Puts my trust in God and man. No confessor, no religion. Don't believe in modern love. Really works. Just the power to talk. Still standing in the wind, but I never wave bye-bye. But I tried. Never gonna fall for our love. Walk beside me, walk on by. Gets me to the treasure time. Terrifies me, makes me party. Puts my trust in God and man. No confession, no religion. Don't believe in modern love.
Sunday night across the UK. This is Ben. We are back with Virgin Superstars. Now, a year ago, David Bowie was the biggest and best guest we'd had on Virgin Superstars. Since then, the show has gone from strength to strength. We've had some mega stars on the show, and yet a year later, you are still the biggest and the best guest we've had on the show, which is why it's a great honour to have you back. How are you?
Oh, blimey, Ben. I'm very happy to be here.
Good to see you. You're looking very well.
too. Yeah.
It's been exactly a year since we last saw you, and
To the day?
well, pretty much to the month, certainly.
Well.
So a lot has happened. Obviously,
Sure has,
we're
isn't it?
12
Yeah.
months on and we've got a brand new album.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about Reality a little bit later on, because the last time we were together, we were talking about Heathen. And now 12 months later, Reality is exactly that. How quickly after the release of Heathen did you start writing and recording this new CD?
We went on a mini tour, European mainly, but some American gigs too. And I guess we folded that in about December of last year. And at that point, I started writing fairly seriously for the Reality album. So we really had made a pretty good start by the beginning of this year.
Now, for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Reality has a more rockier sound. It's very similar to albums like Scary Monsters, to the certainly more melodic sound of Heathen. Would you agree? And was that the intention, to make this more a rockier album?
I certainly wrote it with the stage band in mind. I wanted it to kind of reflect how our gigs have been going. I think we've gotten to a good plateau at the moment. We're playing really fine as a band. I just wanted something that to kind of show them off a bit, because they're really good. And also, I wrote it from the perspective of New York, living in New York, which is where I kind of reside and have been for the last 10 years with my family. And I guess it has an awful lot of the energy of where I live.
Now, last night we did this special gig at the secret location, which we can now say is here at the old TFI Friday Studios, the Riverside Studios in London. It was awesome. You played all the tracks pretty much, I think, in order.
But, yeah, we just played the album in order. It was terrifying.
Was it? Were you nervous? You still get nervous?
Yeah, well, we've done 5 of the songs before live in a small club up in New York a couple of months ago, just to see how it was sort of feeling out. But not doing the entire album like that. That's the first run. And knowing it was sort of broadcasting to all those cinemas.
68 cinemas, 22 countries. You got it around the wrong way, but, you know, hey, you said you're never good with facts.
It's all Sony anyway. Now, it was really excruciating.
So seriously, you still get nervous? Because there were a lot of people watching.
Yeah, I care for these songs an awful lot, you know, and I wanted so much for us to get them right. I was confident of the band, it was me, because I always screw things up when the things are new to me.
No, you didn't screw up.
It came off very well indeed.
Because it is an album that is, you know, really there to be played live. The band love playing it live. I can tell, you know, you'd love playing it live as well. I guess when you wrote it, that was always the intention.
It was the intention, yeah.
Hence the world tour, which is coming up. How the hell do you prepare yourself for that, Mammoth?
Learn the songs properly. Funnily enough, it's the better known songs that I can't remember. So maybe
Well, this is a music show. Obviously, you've done this show before. You are, in fact, the first guest we've ever had on twice. So that's a bit of an honour. So let's get some music on. What I thought we'd do on the show tonight is play maybe 3 back catalogue classics. Yeah. 3 of the new songs from Reality, and 3 personal favourites. So we should start maybe with something from the new album.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe we should do the single, New Killer Star, but...
yes, I'd love you to play that. It's a good song.
It's a great radio record as well.
Yeah, it's. I felt it was it had a lot of energy, a quiet energy, and it was actually quite hooky as well. It felt like a good single, because I do treat singles more or less as commercials for the album, and it just felt like it summed up overall the feel of the album in a good way.
Sunday night across the UK. This is Ben hanging out with David Bowie. We played you the new single, New Killer Star from Reality, which is out right now. So, do go check it out. Heathen, great album. Reality, well, I think even better. It's slightly more me. I like playing it on the radio. I like listening to it at home. It's stuck it in the car. I had to drive back to Bournemouth the other night, and it's just one of those CDs you can stick on, and you can listen to it pretty much straight the way through. And I like, what's the last track?
Bring the Disco King.
Yeah, I like jazzy little bit.
Yeah, it's quite a long track though. So it's difficult for radio. Good for stage.
Thought it would have sounded.
8 minutes long, I think.
Yeah, it's a good track. It's one of those songs that I like to stick on if I need to leg it to the carsy, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this album is going to be supported by the huge world tour. Is that because, this music deserves the full arena tour? Because you're going to be playing to some big venues that you haven't played that scale
many years,
for quite some time.
Yeah. I'd like to do a world tour every 10 years.
Just something to do.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, it's. I seem to do them in the big tours seem to come in 10-year spurts, really.
Now,
so I've only got 4 left. That means.
On the last album, Dave Grohl, Pete Townsend featured on Heathen. Are there any guests on this new album, or is it just you and the band?
No, not really. I mean, there's a couple of lads that we work with on Heathen who made reappearances, but they're kind of quietly part of our working group. And David Torn, the guitar player, was one of them, and the other one is Matt Chamberlain. They kind of work quietly in the background. Tony Visconti's playing quite a bit on this one.
Now, he mixed last night, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right, he did. He was out in the truck. He did a 5.1 mix.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that means. A 5.1 surround sound. Well, all I know is it sounded good.
Surround sound, yeah. You got 5 speakers, and they're all around you, and it just gives you a real sense that you're in the venue itself.
I think it's fair to say that you are the kind of musician who likes to make concept albums, and you have certainly done that in the past. Is Reality a concept album, and if so, what was the aim behind it?
No, it wasn't. The only concept is that it was all done in a couple of months, but everything else about it was really just about a collection of songs.
We heard New Killer Star, and I've heard tracks on the album like Full Dogs, and a lot of the press I've read has said, is David Bowie making a political statement with Reality? Are you?
I didn't think so, but looking back on it, I certainly seem to have my fears on my sleeve, lyrically in the album. I really just wrote from the perspective of someone who lives in New York, and I think it's hard to dodge the fact that there's an awful lot of stress and anxiety in that city at the moment. I think there was a poll I saw just the other day. So many people are expecting even more attacks and all that. I think at least 60% of the New York population. So there's definitely a sort of an inarticulated dread, that's everybody's sort of going through. And I guess some of that sort of comes out in the way you write, if you're writing from that environmental perspective.
Let's play some more music. I think we should do something from the back catalogue. I've got a few in my head which I'd like to play, and some of them are less obvious than you might think. There was a song when I first got a CD player for Christmas.
No.
When I first got a CD player, a few years, I was about 1993 or something, I got a present from my mum and dad, CD player, and one of the CDs my dad bought me was Jump They Say. Okay, now that for me is just a great record.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I don't know, is it a personal favourite? I mean, we're up to album number 26 or 27, so there's a few songs to choose from the back catalogue. But I'd like to play that.
That'd be great. I'd love you to. It represents. I think that was a very good album for me, Black Tie White Night. In fact, it was just released again a couple of weeks ago as a reissue with bonus tracks and all that. And I was playing it, and I really felt encouraged by it, because it really felt many of the tracks on it seemed to stand up very well. I was quite surprised and pleased about that. This one particularly I like a lot.
And the reason why I thought we should play Jump They Say is because it could quite happily sit on Reality. It's got a similar sound.
All right, let's see.
Do you agree?
Let's sit here and see, shall we?
Do you disagree then?
Don't know about that.
Okay.
I'll reserve my opinion.
All right, well, let's play it. We'll find out. This is Bowie. It's Jump They Say. It's Virgin Superstars. We're hanging out with David Bowie tonight.
When comes the shaking man, sensation in his eyes, striped with blood and emblazed tattoo, King Cathedral side, they say, he has no friend, they say. He has no moon, they say. He was born again, they say. Look at him fly, they say. Jump.
They say,
They say he has to run, they say. He has no fear, they say. He has no eyes, they say. He has no mouth, they say. Hey, that's really something. They feel he should get some time. I say he should watch his ass, my friend. Don't listen to the crowd, they say jump. They say jump. Watch out. They say, hey, that's really something. They feel he should get some time. I say he should watch his ass, my friend. Don't listen to the crowd. They jump. They say,
12:15 a.m. Virgin Radio UK. All next week with Kelly on Virgin Drive Time from 4. You could win VIP tickets to the British Grand Prix thanks to QuickFit and Silverstone. We'll give you full VIP treatment and a first-class view of the circuit. Plus, there's another chance to win at your local QuickFit and save even more on Michelin tyres. The QuickFit Pit Stop Challenge. Listen all next week to Kelly on Virgin Drive Time with QuickFit, #1 for tyres. Only on Virgin Radio.
sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Cheers Season 2 is coming to DVD.
I'd love it. How soon can I get it?
The Cheers Season 2 DVD box set is available from Monday.
Everybody knows your name.
This month in Uncut magazine, a world exclusive as Paul McCartney speaks about life in the shadow of the Beatles, the music, the drinking, the drugs, and his relationship with John Lennon. Plus free with this issue, a 17-track CD compiled by Paul McCartney. This month's Uncut also features Michael Moore in Cannes, Elliot Gould in LA, Sonic Youth in New York, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Uncut magazine, music and movies with something to say. On sale now.
Okay, chaps, it's D-Day. Now, it's clear the Germans have set up some pretty stiff defences. So to guarantee the element of surprise, we're going to shove you lot in a wooden aircraft with no engine, fly you across the channel in the dark, then you're going to crash land it silently in an area half the size of a football pitch. Any questions?
Inventions that change the course of history. D-Day, Men and Machines. Tonight at 9 on National Geographic Channel.
The thing is,
Yes.
with Nescafe, they believe that if caffeine were a letter, it would be the letter K in the word knock.
Knock.
Yes, because if you take it away, knock still sounds like knock and knocks like knock.
Knock.
With a K,
Knock.
without.
Ah. Knock.
Thank you. Well, it's the same with caffeine. When Nescafe take it away, their range of decaffeinated coffees still tastes as splendid as their range of regular coffees.
Knock, knock.
Is that with or without the K?
It doesn't matter.
Who's there?
All the taste, just none of the caffeine.
Oh, good grief.
You're listening to Dr. Fraser Crane.
Frasier Season 2 is coming to DVD.
Every time we kiss, I get queasy.
Are you telling me that the thought of making love to me makes you sick to your stomach?
Yes, but don't take it personally.
Frasier Season 2 DVD box set available from Monday.
The biggest stars on the UK's biggest radio station, Virgin Superstars.
swing. So nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever and ever. Oh, we can be heroes just for one day.
Reality does follow on very quickly from Heathen, and yet again, we mentioned this guy earlier on, you are working with a man who has been your key collaborator since The Man Who Sold the World. The chemistry between you and Tony Visconti, is it still as creative as it always has been?
It's remarkable. I guess it's just best for us to not really analyse why things work so well for us in the studio, but it does seem that every time we go in the studio, we come up with something worthwhile. It's never wasted time working with Tony.
And he's yet again delivered the goods for you. I mean,
It's terrific. Yeah.
And when they cut to him last night in the balcony, he was a bit shy to be on camera, but you seem to be not only great, working partners, but also great buddies as well. And that must be important in the studio.
We've been friends since 1967. Yeah, it's a long time.
But you must have your ups and downs, with a creative process.
Yeah, there was a period where we just didn't work together. We didn't even see each other. In fact, our lives changed so dramatically during the 80s. And we really virtually never saw each other at all. And various marriages happened and moved continents and all kinds of things. And then about the early to mid-90s, we got back together again. And I think our friendship was re-cemented at that point.
Now
of your personal favourites on the show? I remember last time you chose a real eclectic bunch. There was Shipbuilding, there was some Fats Domino, there was some very interesting songs you chose last year.
Yeah.
So what should we go for?
I have absolutely no idea.
Really? What are you listening to at the moment? Because when I said that last year, you did kind of surprise me. A lot of Richard Strauss, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to lay all that on you again.
No, we had enough trouble with that last time. So,
I'll tell you what, I quite like, I like it a lot, actually, the new Dandy Warhols album.
Yeah.
I go pretty much with anything from that.
Okay, well, let's
What are they trying to flog at the moment?
Well, they have got this new album out. I forget.
Yeah, they've got a single. They must have a single on it.
Yeah, they've got, I forget what it's called, but it's, we were playing it a couple of weeks ago on Virgin Radio, so...
I do like them. I think they're working very well. This is their third official album, I think. I think they've actually had 4 albums.
It's called Something from the Monkey House, is the name of the album.
That's right.
Yeah, so
Something from the Monkey House.
Something to do with the Monkey House, anyway. Yeah. So let's play. It's the Dandy Warhols. It's one of David Bowie's favourite songs. It's Virgin Superstars. Something from the Monkey House. Sorry if you're listening, guys, from the Dandy Warhols.
A long time ago, we used to be friends, but I haven't thought of you lately at all. If ever again, a greeting is sent to you, short and sweet to the soul I intend. It's something I said, or someone I know, or you called me up, maybe I wasn't home. Now everybody needs some time, and everybody knows the rest of it's fine, and everybody knows. Come on now, sugar, bring it on, yeah. Just let me win, you're good to go. Come on now, honey, bring it on, yeah. Just let me win. We used to be friends a long time ago. We used to be friends a long time ago. We used to be friends a long time ago. We used to be friends. A long time ago, we used to be friends, but I haven't thought of you lately at all. If ever again, a greeting I send to you, short and sweet to the soul I intend.
Virgin Radio UK.
This month in Uncut magazine, a world exclusive as Paul McCartney speaks about life in the shadow of the Beatles, the music, the drinking, the drugs, and his relationship with John Lennon. Plus free with this issue, a 17-track CD compiled by Paul McCartney. This month's Uncut also features Michael Moore in Cannes, Elliot Gould in LA, Sonic Youth in New York, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Uncut magazine, music and movies with something to say. On sale now.
So, One Vision. Now, what's been happening with them? Well, we can find out right now because we've got Dave on the line. Dave, great to have you on the show.
What's up, mate?
Now, what's been going on?
Well, we've got a few problems.
With Matt, yeah?
Yeah.
Musical differences?
I wouldn't call it that. He's just lost it with his image, you know, lost his cool.
I heard it's his sunglasses.
Yeah. We should have gone to Specsavers.
Designer glasses and sunglasses are only £99 at Specsavers Optical.
Hi everyone, welcome to Book Club. So, Jim, what do you think of God of Small Things?
Incredible. They're giving it away.
Steve, how did you find it?
I just popped down to W.H. Smith and picked up one with the Times.
Lucy, did it move you?
Yes, a free book is enough to move anyone.
Look, can we just discuss the story?
Get the award-winning God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. Free inside the Compact Times this Monday, only at W.H. Smith. The Compact Times. It's not big, but it is clever. Selected stores only.
Okay, chaps, it's D-Day. Now, it's clear the Germans have set up some pretty stiff defences. So to guarantee the element of surprise, we're going to shove you lot in a wooden aircraft with no engine, fly you across the channel in the dark, then you're going to crash land it silently in an area half the size of a football pitch. Any questions?
Inventions that change the course of history. D-Day, Men and Machines. Tonight at 9 on National Geographic Channel.
New to own on DVD, the unmissable thriller Mystic River. Nominated for 6 major Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and winner of 2 Academy Awards. A brutal murder reunites 3 childhood friends.
This is my daughter! I'm talking about!
And uncovers the shocking secrets of the men they've become. Sean Penn, Tim Robbins, and Kevin Bacon in a Clint Eastwood film The Sun calls a masterpiece, probably his best yet. Mystic River, Certificate 15. Discover the truth on DVD from Monday at HMV.
Today's best music and classic tracks.
Hello, this is Chris from the band Coldplay, and you're listening to Virgin Radio.
Hello, this is David Gray, and this is Virgin Radio.
Hey, this is Avril Lavigne, and you're listening to Virgin Radio.
Hi, this is David Bowie. Ben, do me a favour and stick one of your songs on.
Oh no, don't say it's true. They got a message for the action man. Hope you're happy too. I've loved all I've needed love. Saw the details fall away. The shrieking of nothing is giving. Just pictures of trap girls and synthesis. And I ain't got no money and I ain't got no hands. So but I'm hoping to kick with this planet is glowing, ashes to ash and fun to bucket. We know Major Tom's a junkie, struck out in heaven's high, hitting an all-time low. Again, I tell myself I'll stay clean tonight. But the little green wheels are following me. Oh no, not again. I'm stuck with a valuable friend. Hope you're happy too. One flash of light, but no smoking pistol. I've never done good things. I've never done bad things. I never did anything out of the blue. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
can't believe we're kind of doing this. It's almost like we've got a studio audience here, we've got a light. It's quite odd. I feel like Michael Parkinson, but we're not on the TV.
Well, you don't look like Michael.
Thankfully. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe sooner rather than later. Now,
Did you ever have Courtney Taylor on the show?
No, we didn't.
Oh, he's a lot of fun.
Won't bloody do the show. We get David, but you know, it's funny. The number of people who come on the show. We had Anthony Kiedis on the show a few weeks ago, and he was very, he's like, I didn't really want to be here. He said, so who's been on the show? Oh, we had David Bowie. Oh, cool, right, let's get on with it. Then as soon as he knew that you'd been on, he was like, actually, yes, they've had Bowie on. It's not
the communication.
Exactly. We're not getting like Bobby Dabro and Sandy Toksvik and people like that. We're getting the likes of you guys on. So it's
every time if I walk in a room with Courtney in there, I just want to put love beads on. It's like wandering into 1967.
Now, the last time I met you, you were very reluctant to commit to a large world tour. You were keen to do it, but as a daddy to a little baby girl, you didn't really want to take the family on the road for a large period of time.
I still won't. I mean, they'll come out with us here and there, but it's I don't think too much travelling for a child that age is not particularly a good thing. But there are certain places that she'll be able to come where it'll be fun for her as well. That'll be good. I think Australia, that area should be good.
And prior to the announcement of these tours, did you sit down with Iman and have a chat about the demands that this was going to put on you?
We talked this through and through quite some time ago, actually. The other aspect of it is that there's going to be a point when my daughter's going to be in school full-time, properly, and that would be really hard to wrench her out of that. Take her.
So do the tour now?
Kind of, right now rather than later.
Get it out of the way, I suppose.
Get it out of the way.
Let's play another song.
The band is really, really hot at the moment. So the band?
Yeah, well, they looked hot last night.
That's very important.
The girl with the shaven head who was on...
Gaylan Dawson.
Oh, she was good.
She's magnificent.
Very good.
Yeah.
Let's play something else from the album. I mean, we've obviously played Nuclear Star. There's a few obvious ones that I'd like to play. There's the Jonathan Reitman cover of Pablo Picasso. We could do that?
No one I love, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Tell us a little bit about that. Why cover that song?
I heard it around, it must have been 77, 78, in New York when I was, again, living in New York at that particular time. And there were two bands, really, that were kind of the stars of the underground. One was Talking Heads, the other was the Modern Lovers. And they really were kind of pretty much rivals to each other. And I suppose Talking Heads, in a way, won out because they became the nationally known band. But the Modern Lovers, for me, were always a real pithy, very funny band. Quite expert. Jonathan had a wonderful lyrical style. And this was one of my favourite tracks of theirs.
I think it's track 3 on Reality, so we'll play it. It's Bowie doing Pablo Picasso.
2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I know, I did the album last night.
Okay, let's play. It's track 2, as I've been corrected by David Bowie. It's Pablo Picasso on Virgin Superstars. UK, this is Virgin Superstars. This is Ben. We played you Pablo Picasso. Now, as an artist during the 1980s, the Tin Machine period, you decided to retire a lot of the back catalogue, though. You didn't like to play it too much live. You now seem to be a lot more at ease with your own back catalogue. You did a great set of it last night towards the end of the show. Are fans likely to hear these songs on the Reality World Tour, or is it purely new material?
No, I hope it's a pretty good mix. I think I would say about a third are very well-known songs, and the other two-thirds are newer and more obscure songs. I'm taking stuff from both Reality and Heathen, and a whole bunch of stuff from the 90s as well. So it should be, I think, overall, a very satisfying show for,
And you're conscious of what the fans, obviously, they come to hear the new material, but they also want to have the...
I'm aware that there are certain songs that the larger audiences are going to expect. That's a bit different. But I got to say, the majority of the show is made up of stuff that we enjoy playing as a band. And we just presume and hope that the audience enjoy it as much as we do.
Because you like it quite simple on stage. I mean, I've seen you a couple of times. I saw you at the Astoria. Last night, obviously, you, Couple of Lights, the band, dead simple. Is that what we're going to see for the stadium and arena tour?
You know, it really is. I've got some video stuff so that it's cool for the people in the very, very back seats, so they can see us a bit closer and all that. But
they should have cost up a bit more cash, though, really, to get front row seats, shouldn't they, really?
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's what I do. I get given tickets.
Yeah.
Whoops. But I'm very comfortable in this situation of just doing it in a very simple way and just hoping the music itself really is the priority of the whole situation.
Well, let's play one more song before we go. It has been a great honour to have you back on Virgin Superstars. I've been looking forward to this for a hell of a long time. So I want to play, I wanted to play Never Get Old because it was great, and I was talking to some of the guys who work with the record company, and we think it's a potential great single.
I'll let you go. I won't fight it. A lot of people like that song.
It's just got, is this a statement about Bowie?
It's a bloody silly song.
Well, no, because there was loads of text messages going along the bottom of the screen last night, people saying, David, you look the best you've ever looked, blah, 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 you never get old, ha, ha, ha.
It's obviously a ruse to get compliments,
All text unbelievably by David's personal mobile phone backstage. Well, let's play it. It's been an honour to see you. Good luck with the world tour. And next time you come back to the UK to play these dates.
The next album,
Yeah, which will probably be, like you said, 5 weeks' time.
5 weeks' time.
We'll see you again.
Lovely, thanks.
Never Get Old. It's David Bowie from Reality to Virgin Superstars.
Think about this and I think about personal history. I breathe so deep when the movie gets real, when the star turns round. Looks me in the eye, says he's got his mind on the countdown. 3, 2, 1, we're gonna be living until the end of time. The sky switched over to a double stone. Heaven's over, it's all over now. Well, there's never gonna be enough money. There's never gonna be enough time. We're never ever gonna get old. There's never gonna be enough money. There's never gonna be enough sex. And we're never ever gonna get old. So we're never ever gonna get high. And we're never ever gonna get low. And we're never ever gonna get old. The moon flows on to the edges of the world because of you. And I'm awake in an age of light and living it because of you. I'm looking at the future solid as a rock because of you. Wanna be here and I wanna be there, living just like you, living just like me.
Kia Isle of Wight Festival 2004. Tickets are now